Yeah! Welcome to Friday night at the Chihuahua Palace, which is called my house or my man cave, which is pretty much almost a half of the garage. But anyways, check it out. We got leadoff batter of the 640 game, D Worlds, Las Vegas. Not sure who they are, but I'm gonna bust your Tom as the body starter creeping in, because you know how we roll, right, buddies?
I know your face, but I don't know your name. I'm out of place, but I don't know who to blame. So I took a trip and now I'm stepping out over the border. That feels so cold in a really warm place. There's a million lights in a very tight space. She always wondered how the Milky Way would take me. So slow, high in the desert, but I'm rolling in the snow. That feels so warm in a really cold place. A million lights in a very tight space. She's looking up and she's waiting on something back. We're still here waiting, but the sun is still hiding. This is a warning, we got to get down to this place. This is a warning, we're calling for miles away. This is a warning, we got to get down to this place. This is a warning, we're calling for miles away.
Yeah! Welcome aboard, my mateys. Let me lower this down. And you know, there's just something about this Pepper record. Pepper has really grown on it. Actually getting the chance to see him this last year 2 times. Powerful, great band. I mean, they've always been great. Love their music, but when you hear them live, their records, their music comes across a little better. So we're listening to Pepper in the background from Hawaii. Get a chance, check out Pepper. I would recommend that one with the pink crab or whatever. Something I'm kind of a little bitter, well, not majorly bitter, but unfortunately, I on my little laptop sucker here, I'm not able to connect on. So there was some things on my Hotmail that I actually wanted to add to my show and have some discussions about. But unfortunately, I'm just going to let it sit there and just let it go, let it travel. I don't know if you had a chance today, but I was with the old Slovakian slasher out here in Hollister's Legend Field, which I like to call it, taking a little BP with the new California bat lines with some little twinkering with the bat handle, not less flex, trying to make them the way that we want to go. And I don't know if you've seen the stream, but if you haven't had a chance, check it out. It's earlier today. Myself and the Slovakian slasher, which we're actually swinging the new line, which actually showed a one piece. Currently, we have these as balance bats. Yeah, that is a great one, right, JB? Love these jerseys. Gonna kind of be what we're gonna do at the cup, right? Oh, we talking cup? Shh. But this is a balance bat. The ones we were swinging today had actually end loads. And we actually had one that was going to be swinging very close to being the new little Mexican with the one piece, with the end load as well as the 2-piece. I was swinging a 27-ounce 2-piece today. Woo! It was feeling good. And I'm not, since I've been playing senior softball, I have not really swung a two-piece bat. And throughout my career, I've always preferred a one-piece bat. While today swinging that 27 two-piece, I would consider swinging that because it did not feel like a two-piece. But obviously, I'm a one-piece guy. I'm looking forward just doing the finishing touches for the 2024 Little Mexican, which I'm hoping to get out just prior to the Worlds of UAAA out in Texas. And we're going to have some different graphics. We may take out the West Coast Legend brand name, and obviously we're going to be pushing the California Senior Bat. So it may have something with the California Bat logo as well as the Little Mexican across, and also all those other cool graphics. But if you have not had a chance to swing these bats, you got to connect with us. Depending what's going on Sunday, we're looking to hit again. I don't know if we're going to meet somewhere in San Jose or just hang out in good old Hollister. But, you know, those of you who want to take the trip, I'm hoping to get a baseball field. If not, we'll have a softball field. So if you're in the San Jose area, Salinas area, watch, you know, somewhere you want to come out and hit, come out here with us, man. We would really like it, and we want you to try our bats and see what they're capable of doing. But that's going to be Sunday. Another bat that I do want to start pushing again because we've been quiet, but we have the Dennis Schrum, the Enforcer bat. And the thing about this was a great bat and stuff. Unfortunately, Dennis, his year with teams and this and other things going on, he hasn't been a chance. He hasn't been playing as much and been out there with this. But the last two tournaments talking to him, he's back to the Schrummer hitting those 450-foot UFO swinging the Enforcer. So make sure you get a look out there in Vegas to find out what team Dennis Schrum is, and if you really want to get an idea of what the Enforcer bat is about, because it's a great bat. So before I move on, another thing I do want to share is that if you don't have these, when you're playing in totally crazy hot weather, by far, for me, these are the best, most way to control the heat that you're going on. Wearing this last weekend in Texas, obviously I've used it in Vegas, I used it out in Hemet, and some of the hottest areas to play softball. And all you do is I keep just dipping this in ice cold water. And I'm pretty much anytime when our team's up, I'm just wearing it. And even having it now because it's a little damp, it's feeling pretty good on my neck. I highly recommend, if you don't got one of these yet, you need to get one. Especially, you know, coming up the September Worlds in Vegas. I don't know what the weather's going to be like, but having one of these is going to make things that much better for you. So check it out. Moving down the line before we get into some conversation. We're going to have a lot of new apparel going out to Vegas. We're going to have hats. We're going to have jerseys. We're going to have shorts, which if you are yet to even check out our shorts or try our shorts, you are hurting yourself. We have some new things, but these shorts, as I've shared, and I'm not just saying that because I'm just saying that, but they literally feel like you don't have anything on. So when we're out there those hot days taking BP, even playing some games, I just feel so good wearing these shorts. It's easy, they're light, they're not sticky, and if anything, they make you feel sexy. Some of the new apparel we have, these I have in stock. If you're interested in getting those, just message me, and I'll have it mailed out to you. Which is, it's going to pretty much, whether you buy it in person with me or I have this mailed to you, it's going to pretty much be the same price. So if you want to wait till Vegas, you can wait till Vegas. If not, you can always purchase this, and I'll just mail it out, pretty much the same price. But here's the front. And I've always liked the bubbly logo here. And then there's the back. And it also has a little West Coast Legend. And we also got this same one because I really like it, and people ask. And this actually goes really well if you want to be that matcher with our attire. This shorts really go very well with this one. Okay. Another one I like to say that I got, and it's a fun shirt, and a lot of people like it, so I just made a couple. I have a handful left if you're interested. And it's the infamous Kiss It shirt. And if you don't like that, you walk away and you say you can hug it too. And we got our old Hollister Painted Blazers logo right there. Once again, the Kiss It shirt. Great shirt. You know, you want to tell the umpire you don't like his call? Tell him to kiss it. If your girlfriend's being mean with you, tell her to kiss it. What about your neighbor? He's not being cool with you and stuff. Tell him to kiss it. And then you turn away and you walk away and you say that you can hug it too. So if you want to get the Kiss It shirt, we got him. Touch base with, that's right, JBI. So last thing before we move on, I do want to thank my hitting partner, Austin, and I'm sorry, Austin, I don't know his last name, but Austin has the Milfetus CrossFit. And, you know, when you meet good people, good buddies, you just do things and you don't expect anything in return. You know, he hits with me. He's purchased a couple of our bats, and not all from me. But I gave him a shirt. Good guy. I appreciate being able to hit as much as we've been hitting together. You know, and a guy who has his own equipment, it's like, boom, it gets done quick. Like we did today with myself, the Slovakian. Yeah, that's right, Ryan. You need a Kiss It shirt, Ryan. But our thoughtfulness and stuff. So, hey, man, because I always bring that big old thing of water. And so he's like, hey, Leroy, do you have a water bottle? And I go, I kind of used to. I don't know what happened to it. So he gave me this, and I really appreciate it. It's a top-notch Yeti. I had to put some stickers on it, and I appreciate Mr. Austin. Oops. What's up, Jim? So, Ryan, I think you're ready for a Kiss It shirt. Oops. So, I also got oh, there you go. I want to show it to you again. You're mad at your neighbor? Tell him to kiss it. And it's a classic shirt. It's a fun shirt, you know, to wear it and stuff. And I don't know. I mean, I hope people don't take off. I mean, I don't look at it as an offensive shirt. I just look at it, if you're within the softball community and stuff, it's like all those little funny jokes that we have, you know. So what's wrong with saying kiss it? Kiss it's like saying the heck with you or something. So moving forward, I guess I'll start out here. Last weekend when I was heading out to Texas and stuff, a good buddy of mine passed away. And, you know, for me, I guess this year, you know, I know Gray kind of took up the same thing, being positive, but being more sharing good things and stuff and pointing out the good opposed to the bad. And it's the same thing when I think about it, you know, with Ed and just different people, pointing out the goodness of things. You know, why pointing out or focusing on so much badness or hate? You know, if you're not feeling good about yourself, come see me. I'll give you my patented 3 hugs. I'll give you 3 hugs. You know, you want 3 hugs? I'll give you 3 hugs. I'll tell you I love you. You know what I mean? I wish I had everything in my power to do what I could do for you and make everybody feel good and do whatever. You know, Petragon, you can kiss it too, Petragon, Hammer. But it's along the lines, why are we so focused on just being rude? I mean, I understand having fun with your buddies and stuff, but I mean, sometimes it just seems like people can be maliciously going out of their way to just cause havoc for whatever reason, I don't know. And the thing is, sometimes people say, I'm just kidding, but they do it so much, it comes to a point that, are they really kidding? I mean, think about it. But going back to saying about going to the airport last weekend to go out to Texas was the first time in a long time that I didn't get, you know, I didn't drive to my buddy Ed Howard's house who passed away a couple weeks ago, you know. And I was sharing that with the people who gave me right there and who brought me back, how I really looked forward to sitting down and chatting with Ed. And it was always the same thing. I never would save his address. Hey, Ed, can I get your address? Sure thing. What time? Boom. I'm on my way. And sometimes I get a little quicker, so I kick back indoors and talking, chat, wrapping it up, you know, let me do my thing prior to I get myself to the airport, popping some CBD. We load it up in the truck, and boom, we're on our way. And it was always a joyful ride talking about different things, but we're always listening to AC/DC, Scorpions, I mean, it was all those 80s rock songs, those rock ballads that we all really liked. And that's what I just totally dug. And that's what I do miss about Ed, as well as seeing that big old monster of his coming back to pick me up. And it was kind of a little thing in a sense where it kind of touched me a little sense on the deep side. But, you know, God, I mean, I know, Ed, you're up there probably being that same cool guy that you're up there giving Serna and those boys rides up there to wherever they need to go. So just wanted to share that. I miss Ed. I want to acknowledge Ed. I really appreciate his friendship. Gonna miss his friendship. Gonna miss, you know, our talks that we had, very minimum. And going back to the softball community, it's always having these cool things that connects us together to look forward to seeing people crossing paths and meeting more people. Because I think part of our riches on this earth is the friendships that we make, the connections we continue to carry on, not, spiting people, pissing people off. It's more along the lines, the riches of being alive is being able to have many people within our lives that we could talk to and stuff. So, thanks. So, going talking about the airport, I'm going to talk about Texas last week. Playing last weekend in Texas just reminded me going to Florida. In those times we were always going to Florida Worlds in the early 2000s, mid to late 2000s, and just knowing how hot it is and stuff. And there was always strategy, and there was always a different form. Like we used to say, if you're hitting 600 in Florida during Worlds because of the humidity, then you're doing pretty good. It's almost, correlates to hitting 700 on a regular day. And I almost felt that way in Texas last week. And I felt if you're doing over 600, you're going to be fine. Because, if you didn't score up the ball, because if you don't know much about softball, when when it's a lot more of a hot day and stuff, the ball, when you're hitting it, it's not squaring up. It's almost like wrapping around the barrel of the bat, and you're not getting that same kickback. So sometimes you're hitting balls that are hanging up and not cutting through the infield, especially home runs. I mean, that's the first time I went to Texas that not one game did we hit 10 home runs. Hell, I think we barely hit 5 in a couple games out of getting 10. And that was towards later in the evening. But when, going there, it really reminded me that, the weather's hot and stuff like that. You got to play a little small ball, but you really got to play defense, focus on defense, and really focus on what guys are trying to do. Because as I said, any miss is an out. Any way you look at it. Trying to drive a cap, a miss, you're out. Ground ball, you're out. Where normally when the ball's good and it's in normal conditions, like 80, 85, maybe to 90 degrees, ball's going to dart through there. But when you're in the hundreds, the high humidity, the balls are just not going to get there through. And, I played third base all week, and I like to think some of the plays that I was able to get to is part of the fact that the humidity, getting the ball down the line, a couple deep in the 5-6 hole, as deep as I was playing. So a lot of these kind of games, you really got to think about it. And then, in the outfield, and when I'm talking about this, I'm not talking about this in a sense like trying to connect it with my team. So no way in heck this conversation I'm having with you playing in really hot weather, I'm not connecting it to my team. I'm connecting it with my experiences and what I think is going to help you win those games. But a lot of it is, I think, challenging the hitters, not playing so deep, so you're not getting Texas lead, because you're going to get your share of in between bouncers and hoppers and stuff. Okay. So the team that we just could not beat was Texas Elite. And the way they played, really good pitcher, and I think a big part of what he was also doing well with that heat is he was throwing good knuckleballs, but he wasn't throwing flat pitches. If he was missing high, or he was missing away and deep with his knuckleball. And he got a lot of our hitters, a lot of our great hitters to pop up, not hit home runs, hit the ball into the net. Ooh, the net. That's part of our conversation later, but hitting the net and stuff. And the hitting was very consistent hitting all around. And we misplayed some balls and stuff, which, when you misplay a couple balls on the defensive side, you're always going to make it that much better for the other team in regards to getting 7 runs. And I know the weather has to do it. I know some people weren't 100%. I know some people are to play. As I said, prior to going to this tournament, I was thinking I was going to be in the outfield, but it ended up being that I was going to be in the infield, which I had no problem. I enjoyed playing third. I love second, but I enjoyed playing third. But that Texas Elite team is a really good team, strong hitting team, good all around. And if they're playing major, that's going to be a team I think is going to make some major noise at the USSSA Major Worlds. But I don't know what the weather is going to be like that, but those are things that take into place. Another thing I feel you got to really take into consideration if you're a California team, anywhere you're not accustomed to playing with the net, you're going to have to somehow implement the net in your game. And I know some people say you take away the double play. Well, yeah, but I mean, how often? I mean, I guess in AAA and majors, you're probably getting your share of double plays more than major plus level. But to me, that's something as a coach, a sponsor, players, you got to really use your memory and say, did we get a lot of double plays opposed to the net? Because you're going to get people to change their swings when it comes to using the net. They're going to have to stay away, hit it around. JBI, he's a left-handed pitcher. So when JBI's throwing his pitch, where most of the time, like on a hanging breaker, if you're a right-handed hitter in baseball, you're always looking to go back up the middle while you're eliminating that side of the field. Also with that, you have your 5-man somewhere lurking about, and using the net is an option. If you're going to USSSA Worlds, as I said before, and I'm going to say it again, is that you're going to have to really think about using the net. I would really like those of you that are going to be playing tournaments really soon is talk to Kyle, talk to Gregor, maybe before even going, and say, hey, man, am I going to be allowed to K-bong? Am I going to be allowed to use the net? Because you should get used to the net. And I guess another way you can get used to the net as a hitter is when you have BP. If you hit the net, I mean, take some BP with 2 strikes. But if you want to get a better feel, is that you're going to have to put cones, okay? Because it's a very good strategy to have the net. And what more confident is a pitcher going to have pitching having the net? I mean, there's times how I felt major teams or even AA teams when we're playing as B teams like Carlos Avizio with all of his pump faking, they don't like it. They get frustrated. So what were they doing is they're blowing box really hard. Because then he has to not maybe throw as many pump fakes and stuff in the game because he's got to get himself in a position to field the ball. So what better way to field the ball or not worry about it than pitching a net? As I said, pitcher can pitch to contact. He can pitch to corners. He could throw knuckles. He could throw curves. He could do a lot more different things with the ball because all he has to do is throw the ball and get behind the net, move to his left, you know? So think about it. If you're a pitcher in NorCal or anywhere else that you don't use the net and you're going to USSSA Worlds, think about the advantage you're going to have. You're going to be able to focus a lot more by pitching knuckleballs or curves and not worrying about having to field the ball or not, okay? So I highly recommend if you're a senior team, start working with the net. Think about the net. If you're going to play if there's some more USSSA events prior to Worlds, which I hope there is, then I highly recommend that you start using the net or asked to use the net. I mean, to me, you should. There's no reason not. Our Major Plus team front row last week in every game, we used the net. It is an advantage. And if you're not keeping a close book and stuff, and I get it, some people may not want to, and if your book is showing that you don't need it and it's being more productive for you, because ultimately, as a coach, a sponsor, you should know what's working. I mean, when you're making decisions, you should have a conscious awareness decision. You don't just say because someone says this or that. Keeping a good book, paying close attention to the game, what's happening, is really a beneficial part. Like even sometimes in the outfield, you may see a guy, no one's thinking twice when you see Texas leaders or balls in certain areas. Like, oh, those are just simple hits. Why aren't people thinking like, could the other guy have caught that ball? Was he in a position to catch that ball? Or should have been caught? That's why I get kind of amazed sometimes. That sometimes you see balls and I'll sit in the infield or outfield or somewhere and go, oh man, if you're going 110 or just go after, you never know, because I really think you could have caught that ball. And I say that a lot, but in league or wherever. But sure. So another thing I do want to share is going out to the Houston BLD, which is in League City. I want to say thank you to Alicia, who manages the bar or the concession area at in the Houston, on the side that we're taking BP, which I think was at Crosley and Yankee Stadium. But man, they gave us top-notch, totally just great hospitality. We were hitting BP Friday. She's bringing us water. They gave us the net. We came inside. They were giving us water. They were just talking with us, sharing things. I mean, the hospitality was just awesome. And then even during the days that we were playing on Saturday, still continued to bring us water and stuff. They were just doing awesome. What's up, DT? Hey, DT, did you get your package yet, buddy? But yeah, you know that DT. Alicia was awesome. She was great. Just friended her. I said, hey, be sure you get on the streams. I'm going to give you a shout out. Alicia out there at Houston BLD, League City BLD tournament area. Awesome, man. They were just great. The hospitality, the staff, very nice. And their personality just made them that much cuter and just shine that much more, right? Oh. So I believe the director's name was Aaron. But this is what I like about new directors, like new players. They're like hungry, man. Hungry. They want to make a difference. They want to improve. And one of the biggest things I kind of felt, oh, really? He goes, hey, man, he goes, I want to sit down and pick your brain. I'm hoping to have him on here, but he wants to pick his brain just on little things I discuss. But one thing that he went to, I mean, this was the first time I played a senior softball tournament that the director furnished all the balls. And he even had his own guy shagging some of the softballs. Wow, really? So these are the balls we were using out there, from, so there's little markers so you know it is. And to me, that's a really big thing. I think like with senior softball, the SSU, SA, we knew we were hitting rocks. Every tournament you hit rocks. So when you went to Worlds, you know what you're going to swing. Unfortunately, right now, USSSA, we're using tons of different balls. And I would really like to see USSSA adapt a ball or maybe a series of balls. Or if we're furnishing balls, maybe you could say the Onyx ball. But besides the Onyx ball that the director's having, we'll permit other balls that we use, whether it was that Blue Fire. I love the Deadly Advance. I wish I had one here, the Deadly Advance with the blue writing. But to me, make a list of 2 or 3 balls that are acceptable for USSSA play, and let's hold to it so you know what you can expect. Because, last weekend, these balls are pretty good. I'm sure they would be much better if the weather wasn't so hot to get an actual really feel for the ball. But for the most part, the times I hit the ball, they felt pretty good. But I think a big difference would be the weather. But once again, going to a ball like this, first off, I know AWS uses a 525 440 ball. Woohoo! Our bats respond well. But, my compadre here was telling me how it's a matter of time before someone gets hurt. To me, the answer is not softening up the ball. I think using the rock, the Dudley Advanced, this one didn't feel too bad today. I'd really like to get an idea. But the most part is throughout the last couple, since I've been playing senior softball going on my 12th year, I have not seen somebody get hurt. Knock on wood. And I hope that would never happen. But the point I'm trying to make, I don't think we need to change the softballs. And that's what I was telling. I think we need to monitor bats. I think we need to monitor what we're doing with people. And then I asked them, where are you getting more of your complaints? And that, the 2 things primarily is the director's responsibility. And changing the ball is a simple solution. The 2 things you got to do to prevent injury is A, you shouldn't have a guy who hits the ball 350 to 400 feet home runs playing in AAA. Get that guy out of AAA and nobody's going to get hurt. And we're not going to have to change the softball. Same idea when you have a team with 5 or 6 dudes that can hit the ball 400 feet. Those guys should not be able to do that kind of stuff. Also, once again, watch. Directors watch. And it's so crazy because directors, you're making decisions, but how often are you really sitting there watching the games, a lot of the games, and watching those better teams, especially in AAA? Somebody's going to get hurt. And I ultimately believe if somebody's going to get hurt, it's going to be in AAA. And that's something you AAA players, you AAA guys, AA level, need to start complaining to directors. Because a lot of you guys don't know those guys sandbagging in AAA. So you're already there at a disadvantage. So if you're seeing guys hitting the ball close to 400 feet in AAA, by all means, you better start marking that guy's name and trying to figure out why in tarnations is homeboy swinging in AAA. How far is he hitting? How hard is he hitting? Is he making people get eaten up? Are people getting blown up, as I've seen in NorCal AAA? Those are the guys you either rank a major plus or you put a major with an asterisk. That's a big part, and this is things directors need to do. If you're going to prevent injury, to me, that's what you got to do. Don't change the game on us by making softer softballs, thinking that's going to prevent injury. Keep the game the way it is. Senior softball is an offensive game, but defense is going to help you win championships. Oh, where have I heard that? DWC. But don't change the ball. That is not the solution. Just like I said, the solution isn't making another division, AA division, because some people can't compete at AAA, right? All right. 7:30. Moving on. I'm going to see if I can get some stuff here. Once again, if you are looking for some bats, I've been pushing a lot of bats, and we've been getting to you. You can always message me. I can get my code to you. We can get you a deal on our bats. You pay for the shipping. If you trust me, if you get in touch with me through message, you're going to be purchasing this bat. at a little better rate than you would see on the website. I wish people that have purchased bats from me, if you get a chance, just say, well, maybe, whatever. It's good to go. A lot of you people know me. I hope you think my character's pretty good. I've been doing the podcast for quite a long time, so why wouldn't you trust me, right? What do you guys want to talk about? What do you want to hear? Huh? I do want to share that last weekend at third base, I used this in Texas. And only one time, but other than the fact that it's broken in, I love this glove. But I'm sad to report that my man, Rex Adam Scott, is no longer doing the company. And I'm not sure the 100% the reason why. But as I shared, they are no longer. So I really like this bat, which is Legacy Gloves. I'm going to continue wearing it. But I'm hoping to maybe come across another glove for next season. And I really like those Arizona gloves. I'm supposed to be talking to Fred, I believe, about that. But once again, I like the Legacy. I appreciate Rex and everything he did with the glove, the hats, the jerseys. I really like this glove. And I thank you, those who bought your gloves. I sold approximately 10 of these. I think you liked it a lot. All right. Oh, let me see here. This next thing I do want to talk about, it'll come out better if I'm able to. Well, you know what? I'm gonna go to the. I like what I want you to do, and I was watching the D Worlds today. If you want to watch some D Worlds, and right now you have a NorCal team named Team Riley playing on YouTube live. If you just go to YouTube, go to USSSA, it's actually a big old thing that says Man's Triple Say. This is a wonderful song. You'll see that right there. Actually, I'll show you what to look for when you go to YouTube. And if you get a chance to see this over the weekend, you just type in, as I did up here. Actually, I already did, but if you type up USSSA, K-Bob's a killer. USSSA Live, I believe you'll get it if you can't find it the way we're doing. Yeah, there you go. And then you can see it right here, right? So I'm going to play a little bit of the USSSA D World. And the thing I'm going to turn the music off. The thing why I like this is because sometimes I see the D teams or lower teams playing teams like defense, like they're major teams. But for me, I think you could do a lot more cheating and baiting in D because a lot of the hitters are kind of not necessarily predictable, but let's be honest. If you're playing D, you're still working on your game and getting better at your game and going line to line. And, as I've been working with my buddy right now, Austin, right now, we've been, his game's gone another level. On Austin, he's with the Sicaros, and I think his name's GTH or something. But he's really picked up his game. I've been working on him cutting the ball, not having the barrel go above the shoulder, and his swinging has just been so much better. But we've been working on hitting the ball where it's pitched, as we did with my man DT last week. And coming off the bench, DT, I think it was like 4 for 5, 5 for 6, didn't make an out. Came in on some clutch situations. But earlier today, I was at my man Joe Smash's house. And the thing about him, I was predicting a lot of the balls and the shots where they were going. So we got Team Riley right here from NorCal. You can easily go to YouTube, type in USSSA Live, and then you'll see the logo. So Team Riley is a team from, I don't remember. Don't know the score, but let's check it out. So this guy's kind of off the plate. So looking at him instantly, I'm going to say his ball's going to go left center to the backside, but I almost think it's going to go somewhere up the middle, just where he's at. I almost want to say it's going to go right somewhere in there, but let's see what he does. Inside. Okay? I like the number of the catcher. Well, let's call that a +1. So right now, if you guys, people I know, if you're at the USSSA D Worlds and stuff and you're watching this, I hope you watch and study and listen to what I'm telling you right now. It's going to help you beat the better team. So I'm 1 for 1 right now. I'm calling stuff. Okay? So I'm looking. This guy's way off the plate. So tell me where he's going to go. Right center over. There it is. So you have 2 fielders he's got to beat, and he's off that. So guess what? 2 for 2. I should be coaching D. I could be coaching top level teams, man. Well, who knows? Maybe with all the hate going on playing softball and men's and stuff, maybe I'll resort and go jump on that conference team. I can just go out there and help them run and manage a team. So I'm 2 for 2, and there's so many ideas I would have in regards to defense. So once again, first thing you should be looking up is where's the guy standing in the box. All right, this guy's, I like where he's at. It's hard to predict, but I would call him more a gap-to-gap guy. He's up on the plate, so he's probably looking to go left center. Oh, wait, he's kind of off a little bit. Yeah, I'm going to go left center, right center. Oh, that's a deep ball. So he's got to be fair, so I don't know why this guy isn't over here. You, as a second baseman, should close this hole. This guy should come over, and he should be in right there. Oh, left center. Did I? Oh, my God. Is that 3 for 3? Come on. You could put it down there. That's 3 for 3. If you're a defensive person right now, let's get together and let's start calling. I'm 3 for 3 right now. I said left center, and the ball's on the ground left center, and that's left center. All right, now then lefty. Lefty's off a little bit, but I'm going to call. I'm thinking right here over. I almost want to think he's left center, but I'm going to say if he yanks that big hole in right center on the ground where the umpire is, and left center. I'm thinking it's either going to be here on the ground or there. Backside, but he ain't going to be pulling it. Well, he forced the pull, and what did he do? Popped it up. All right. So I'll call that. I was off. But I think the defense that I was sharing to do there wouldn't have hurt us. All right, DT. So, DT, you played in the outfield with me. Remember the time I was out there, DT, and I was telling you? Like, tell me if he's off or on. So this is something right here that's good to learn. These are secrets that I shouldn't be giving you. Everybody. So this guy's kind of off for the most part. Look how big. Look where the second baseman is. Look at that. I like the catcher. Call that right there. Boom, he's out. So looking at that right now, okay? And this is why it's so important that you guys got to pay close attention. Looking at that right now, that whole game, that whole inning, based on where the guy was standing, third baseman was non-existent. Shortstop was nowhere near the ball. I mean, that's creating chances. Third baseman nowhere near the ball. Shortstop nowhere near the ball. Left fielder nowhere near the ball. Pretty much the balls are between the 5-man center field, second baseman. You got guys that pop up to right field. Got a guy to pop up to right center, which I call, and I think there was a pitcher line drive. Okay, so these are things you got to listen for. And some of the stuff you talk about. What's up, Bart? Evening to yourself, my friend. Okay, because I could see clearly now. Uh-oh, what's going on here? What's going on here, Team Riley? Something's going on. That's a good song. Song's gonna make me cry. Open my eyes. All right, let's go. So let's do some calling right here, dude. Put this music in the background as we wait number 3 going. So those of you that are out there watching, are you catching on to what I'm saying here? I'm 3 for 4. That's 75% that I've been right. And even the way I was talking about in regards to how to play defense and the guy who popped up to right field, it wouldn't have hurt. When you're playing the lows, that's what I'm saying. When you get these sandbaggers to come down, it's easier to win games because the hitters are more predictable. So we got Team Riley up. So here's actually Ryan right here, who I actually won a WSL Worlds with in Garcia boxing. In WSL with this guy. Good, crafty hitter. I like his style. He can hit the ball anywhere. But his look, he's going to hit the ball. I almost want to say he's got that easy honey hole right there. He likes to go there. That honey hole. Look at that honey hole right there. What? So, I don't want to say it, but that's 4 perfect. But the thing is, good hitters, honey holes. Sometimes I like to bait a honey hole. We call that big hole for somebody to hit. And then I would crash those holes. So right there, let's check it out. What's up, Dave Velasquez? So this guy's off the plate too. Where's he going to go? Left center backside. The big boy swings. That's one of the biggest travesties, I think, in D softball is giving them, 3 home runs? I mean, how are you going to promote conference softball, upper softball, or anything when you're giving 3 home runs to the D Lolos? D was the Lolos. That was the starting of someone said you'd have a state in regionals, and I don't think they had worlds at one time. But Let's see what we got going here. This guy's off. So obviously when I say guy's off like that, not quite that off, so he can still hit that 5-6. But that second baseman's giving the big rights, the 3-4. To me, these guys, the 5-man, I like where he's at, but the shortstop's got to dance with him. That's a good pitch. So now the second baseman should be closing towards his right hand, his throwing hand side. And so it should be the third baseman. And it's like I said, with 2 strikes, or sometimes people think, sometimes I told people when I play, man, you can probably put 8 guys right here. He ain't going to change his swing. So let's see what this guy's going to do. You guys getting it? You understanding it? Are you understanding it? So this guy is, he's kind of off. So I'm thinking middle, right center, but it's going to be left center, backside. But I'm almost saying he's going to be hitting it somewhere right here, based on the defense. Oh, so I was wrong. Good swing, big guy. But one thing a guy off the plate like that is not going to do, he is not going to hit the ball. I mean, he can get it down the line, and probably only if he gets a ball that's not a strike. Okay? So this kid, I've been seeing him a couple times on these games, and I want to see, I think he's been pulling the ball, but we'll see. Yeah, he's kind of on it a little bit. He's kind of, I like the spot, hard to detect, but I could say a right center over. There's a left center ball. Good piece. And I think their center fielder was doing it the conventional way. Good job. NorCal team, huh? I know, I don't know all the NorCal teams that are out there playing Worlds today. So I'm going to check it out. And these are things like when I'm at a softball game and stuff, let's sit down and check it out, man. I've always sat there and I talk to people, especially I like to sit with my defense. See, this guy's kind of off the plate, dude. I don't see him hitting the ball down the. If I'm in left field, I'm literally lined up with second. I'd be more in that gap because that gap is huge in left center. Hey, that gap is huge in left center. Notice they have not hit a ball down the third base line or down the line, especially the guys that are off. I mean, if you watch it enough, you could literally, like I said, you can literally start detecting every time. And to me, as a coach with the book, you know, us talent, but you should always be marking lines where you hit it. Come so big. This guy just went up on top of the plate, and he's still kind of off. It's kind of hard to see who the umpire is, but I'm going to say he's going left center, right center. But that's still a big hole. Well, he's more. Well, looking at him here, he's kind of more on the offside here. So I think, I mean, he's set for a 5-6, but to me, the holes are right here. I'm almost thinking right now, right in there. God, these guys are just talking too much. Come on, dudes. Because I can see clearly now. I can see clearly. All right, so you got to see if I'm right. Remember what I said, though. Ooh. Walk them, big man. Pitch to the guy. It's D softball. D softball. So you get too fine. Listening to good Daniel. That was another conversation. Shorts. Let's talk about shorts. We're at D Worlds. We're wearing shorts. Is that why it's considered D softball? Because of shorts? This guy's kind of, I'm thinking left center backside. All right, so now it's the third baseman going that 5-6 more. Second baseman crowd that middle more. Hit it out. Attaboy, big ball. Yeah! So that was another thing that I kind of did want to discuss. I'm not saying that shorts in softball are bad. I like wearing shorts. But when it comes to playing, a world tournament, I don't think I'd wear shorts. I mean, you're playing at night. Is it really that hot? Does that distinguish the E, D, and some C? Nah, I'd say C and above. You see guys in pants at the Worlds. You ain't going to see shorts. You know, especially, you know, you don't want them shorts to get in the way from you diving and the sliding and doing the hook slide. Because sometimes those slides come in big. What's up, Risky? You know what, Risky? And while I turn around, check that one out, buddy. Yeah, man. So you can kiss it. But Like shorts and softball. Going to World Shorts, really, man? It's kind of funny in that aspect. You know, I get some people are going to wear shorts, but as long as it doesn't get in the way, I've never minded. But yeah, that's right, the risk factor. Um, so I always wondered that. So for me, I did kind of was talking to somebody, and sometimes they tell me different players or what. I go, I've always tried to play as high as I can, and pretty much throughout my whole men's career, I always played C ball or higher. But a couple times when NSA got into place, we had Esco who had a team. They used to have Rodriguez Labor, and then later on we did the Indian Motorcycle. But it was always fun to go play because they were playing D while I was playing B or C. But the first year I was playing B, but they let me play NSA as a C chip to go with Rodriguez Labor. And I don't know if you remember these tournaments. I have the jackets, but we went out to Las Vegas in February. Do you guys, how many of you remember the Westpac tournament? NSA Westpac was kind of big in the mid 90s, late 90s. It was just, I think that's kind of what AWS developed these big tournaments. Board shoot, you're a pitcher, dude. You do quirky stuff, JBI. But I went to play with Rodriguez Labor out to Las Vegas, and we had a D team. I was considered a C chip, so I was a big guy, right? But we won that tournament. It was 52 teams, and teams I remember was we were Rodriguez Labor, Vicious Psycho, I think was in that one, Luna Painting. There was a couple of NorCal teams that were doing that were pretty solid out there. I can't remember them all. Frozen Rope, but we ended up winning 52 team tournament, undefeated, going 6-0. So the following year, we did Indian Motorcycle, and we played the NSAC. So we won the 52-team tournament, and then the next year playing the C, I want to say 40 teams maybe? And we beat a team called Sportco, but we went 5-0. But we were playing C. But the point I was trying to make is I haven't had too much opportunity to play D-ball, but I always enjoyed it. I remember playing with the SV Performance Soccer. We did the NSA D Worlds and in Indianapolis, and we took 6th place, and that was out of like 80 teams, I think. So things I did notice the difference there. I came on as a back guy that I played, but it was more like I didn't play my position where I felt I could have helped the team the most, which it is what it is. But those were my experience. See, D-ball I always notice is a little. I mean, if you're like better, I mean, how do you know you don't belong in D? If you're able to hit line to line, you're consistently cutting the ball, and obviously if you have good tools, like you have a strong arm or you can run. I mean, those are big factors in going up and playing higher than playing D-ball. I mean, depending where your skill set is and stuff, I don't know why people would want to play E for most of their career or D. I mean, I think if you've been playing enough and you work out your game and you got all those bats and the bat bag and regular BP and you hit all those tournaments, I think a good goal and a good way to kind of set yourself is to go play C softball. I mean, why are you going to mess around playing with people who don't even have your ability? Especially, I mean, it's like if you're a high school baseball player and you're playing JV, I mean, freshman, E is freshman, D is JV, and at least playing varsity, you're doing C softball. What's up, Cindy? What's up, Mark? But to me, I've always thought that. I don't understand why someone want to play D for their whole freaking careers. But one thing, if you understand the game, the way you win in E and D is obviously what I was telling you. Hitters are very predictable. Hitters are very much on one-sided. They're not going to go line to line, or they're not going to go as crazy as most guys you would think. Meaning, if you know the game really well and you keep a good book, you can actually do a lot more cheating. I mean, heck, I was calling them very good. I mean, come on, let's do it again. I was calling them very good right here at the D Worlds. Okay, this guy's off the plate. So what do you think? Look at the 5-man. He's going to the pull side. Okay? I'm going to say he's going to go here now. I like the third base should be more in that 5-6 hole. Over the shoulders. But check it out. It's like I said. If anything, I'm thinking he's going to hit the ball hard or drive it on the ground right there where the umpire is. There's the umpire. You get the catcher who's a diva. Got to take a strike. Oh, well, obviously he did go backside, right? So if you rewind this tape and listen to this tape back there, yeah, that's right. What's up, Kitty? Missed you last weekend, brother. Hope everything's good. Look forward to seeing you really soon. I called 5 out of 6 or 6 out of 7. And even the one that I was kind of off, it's still, if the right fielder was playing where I said he should have played, he still would have been in a position to make the ball. Because ultimately, I tell the guys that I play with, when I am playing defense, I am covering a part of the field that I can cover. I don't want the guy to hit the ball perfectly at me. I kind of split the area that I can hit on the defensive side. And think if you had all your infield. That's what I tell people. You got to dance with me, bro. And part of dancing with me is understanding what I'm trying to do here. All right? So, yeah. So, I'm starting to get a little bit more consistent here on the Friday nights. We have Dave Velasquez now, who's actually showing, doing some good things. I like his channel. I like that you guys all have the option to catch 3 different shows a night. Hold on here. All right. So that's something like I really like. I totally dig. Yeah. So I'm hoping to go back to 2 times a day. I'm hoping to be able to go and hit Sunday. I'll have Proc. We'll have some more bats. Doing some more testing with the new little Mexican bats as well as some others. Hold on here. Yeah. But going back, I know we're flopping, killing some time, but to win D or E Worlds, very simple, or to win a lot of D tournaments is working your guys together, shifting, moving around. Keep a good book. Guys are one-dimensional. Dead pull hitters are going to be dead pull hitters, middle guys, whatever, and execute. Your center field doesn't always have to be opposite side of your 5-man. I think sometimes I see that. I share it to guys, but you got to be open-minded, and I see them getting beat in that right center hole more than they probably should be. But it is what it is, and it bees what it bees. So the last thing I want to talk about before I end the night, and with this, I am going to turn the music off. I don't know how many of you know my man plays with, he played with Layer Cake Wine in the day, played a little bit with the Junkies. He played recently right now playing with All World Sports. Big mashing guy, plays with All World right now with Jay Zets is Duratio. Besides hitting the ball a ton of stuff, he's also, I guess, a reverend or a preacher where he shares things. But why I'm talking about this, because, Duratio, when he uses his Facebook and every day, and there's times when I'm not doing well and I'm not feeling well, and I shared this with him one time. I could always count on Duratio putting some kind of Bible scripture saying, like Psalms 3:1, something like that. You know what I mean, right? But when I was going through some tough times, frustrating times, I would always make sure to find Duratio's page and read what blessings, what prayers, what things to kind of help you self-reflect during your times to help you with my day. And I did share with him one time. I go, Rev, I appreciate that. I thank you, for me in regards to how I, think about the Lord and how spiritual I am. And, my relationship is on a personal level. I said thank you because at the time that I was reading his prayers and his scriptures, it was times that I really needed that. I really needed that soulful type burst. I really needed it deep inside to kind of push me or make me know it's going to be okay. God challenges, I don't know if it's challenging, but God puts his people through things because he wants us to be strong. He wants us to be able to handle things. He wants us to be able to see things through and not be quitters. Part of sometimes not trying to live a life for God, you might be quitting on some of those things that he wants us to do. So it's always a challenge. It's always a thing. But when you're going through those tough times, at least for me and my spirituality, I really enjoyed reading Duratio. I can't remember. Steve, maybe you can help me. Maybe it's white. I know them as Rev. I know them as Duratio. But every day I'm always looking for those. And I might be able to do it now. You know what? This would be really good for us, because ideally, ultimately, what I was planning on doing today with my email is today I screenshotted a couple of his little verses that I would read. And they're not always in a sense in the spiritual. It's just thinking about people, thinking about mankind, being nice, growing, just understanding, and Facebook can be fun and it can be drama. It could be people scornfully just saying things or just stirring the pot or whatever. And I get it in an extent. But sometimes guys do it so much, it makes me wonder if they're okay. So I've been starting to use it. I follow this from my good buddy, AB Espinoza, AB Hairs. I've been telling people, God bless you. God bless you more, man. If you're not feeling good or something, just God bless you. The Enforcer! Look at that. But, so if you get a chance, look for Duratio White's pages. It's got a nice little prayer every day. Makes me feel good. Hopefully makes you feel good. So the last thing I'm going to do, I haven't done this in a while, but I'm going to give a shout out to my man Monsta and Yakibo. And it's a great softball one. And ideally, I was hoping to play it off my YouTube channel while we watch the D Worlds. But unfortunately, it's not going to work. So I'm going to show you. Go check it out. Go support him. Like it. There's another one, but there it is. Bash Brothers. Actually, I'm going to see real quick if there's a bigger page. I guess not. No. So if you get a chance, look it up. Bash Bros. It's right there. And this is a cool jam. And check it out. So here we go. Monster Bash Bro. We're not doing none of those, huh? It's a hunger hat and the fence in one hand. Have it your way. Still love my little bits. Here we go. Nope. Oh, wow. Only on the iChihuahua. No, we can skip past. Here we go. Song. But they're all good. It is. This isn't the worst. And my dance is pretty good, huh? Last ball coming Mike McGuire. Got the dugout smoking like a Sancho tire. Never home runs, gonna check my stats. I be swinging hard trying to break my back. Grab the freak, I'ma bang my shit. Best believe I won't swing it if it ain't my shit. Yeah. And I used to be at Creeks, I'm a fixture. And I really got my name from hitting pictures. Going in, I'll be banging the rock. Don't feed me outside, cause I'm banging the box. I'm fucking with the team, never playing with ops. Everything exclusive, I don't swing no stocks. Baby, I'm a certified bass bro. I'm a star like I'm playing for the Astros. Cheers. Pitcher keep chirping, what he talking about? He don't want smoke, give him cotton. Bash Bros back with the backflip. Sitting on the pitches with the gang whip. Big bomb blowing, you can't match it. We blow box, make the pitcher do a backflip. No bombs left, it's a wall ball. It's a domino effect, they don't all fall. Outfield back up when we step in. First place with the rest of the second. I ain't a puppet, huh? I always kept it 1K like we Enjoy your weekend, enjoy your Friday. Check out Bash Bros, Yakibo, Local Man, Monster. Good stuff out there.